Hello, writers. Welcome to Pocket FM Writing Academy. Worried your listeners' interest is dropping and affecting revenue share and incentives? One of the best ways to boost retention is using well-crafted cliffhangers in your audio episodes. By creating tension and leaving key questions unresolved, you can make listeners eager for the next episode. Let's dive into the importance of cliffhangers and explore 8 practical tips for crafting captivating cliffhangers with examples specifically suited to a Pocket FM audio series. A cliffhanger is a suspenseful moment at the end of a chapter or episode that leaves a major question unanswered. Named after the idea of a character hanging off a cliff, it creates an urgent need to find out what happens next. By ending on a note of mystery, shock, or high stakes, cliffhangers compel listeners to return for more. They work especially well in serialized fiction, where writers must sustain the story's momentum and listeners' interest over multiple episodes. Audio series lack the visual elements of film and TV, so they rely heavily on storytelling techniques to capture attention. This is where the importance of well-crafted cliffhangers comes into play, such as boost listener engagement. When listeners are left with unresolved questions, they're more likely to return for the next episode. Create emotional investment. Cliffhangers deepen the emotional connection to the story and characters as listeners are invested in the outcome. Enhance story pacing. Well-placed cliffhangers keep the story dynamic and unpredictable by giving it a rhythm of continuous unpredictability. Drive plot development. Cliffhangers encourage plot progression by continually introducing new challenges, mysteries, or revelations. For example, in Pocket FM's Jason's Billion-Dollar Twist. In the basketball court meeting room, Alisa finished her shower and stepped out, only to find Jules waiting for her. The atmosphere shifted as he kissed her, and they engaged in intimate caresses. Little did Jason know that Jules had orchestrated this scenario, using Alisa's phone to invite him and subsequently witness their actions. As Jason cautiously opened the door, the shocking scene before him left him frozen in disbelief. Alisa and Jules, lost in their moment, were oblivious to his presence until the creaking door caught their attention. A tense silence filled the room as their eyes met. Stammering, Jason finally managed to speak. What is going on here?" Alisa, with a sly smirk, retorted, "Oh, Jason, welcome to our little show. Surprise!" She laughed mockingly and added, "This relationship of ours, it was just a bet." "What do you mean, Alisa?" Jason's world was shattered. The chapter ends with heartbreak and revelation for the male lead, Jason, making listeners eager to know what happens next. A perfect cliffhanger. In an audio series, cliffhangers can take many forms. Introduce a sudden twist. A surprise can change the story's trajectory and keep listeners guessing. It forces listeners to rethink the storyline and question what they already know. Example: an ex-partner arrives during a romantic moment. End with an unanswered question. Leaving a major question unresolved keeps listeners engaged. It allows the audience to think about the upcoming possibilities, enhancing their emotional engagement with the story. Reveal a secret. Partially revealing a secret keeps listeners curious and eager for more. For instance, in a mystery audio series, an episode could end with the detective finding a bloody item belonging to a trusted character. This twist will raise immediate suspicion and curiosity about the character's involvement. Leave a life or death situation unresolved. Life or death situations raise the stakes, and leaving the outcome unresolved urges listeners to return, especially effective in action, thriller, and fantasy genres. Use emotional cliffhangers. Cliffhangers can be emotional, not just action-driven. Ending on a character's realization, heartbreak, or major decision is especially effective in romance and drama series. Ending with a character's realization, a moment of heartbreak, or a significant decision can leave a strong impact. This is most pertinent for romantic and drama audio series. Tease a major revelation. Hinting at a coming revelation can create a strong cliffhanger. Teasing key information while delaying its reveal builds suspense. In a horror audio series, an episode could end with the protagonist hearing footsteps in a dark, abandoned building, cutting off just as they stop behind them. This keeps listeners anxious and eager for the next episode. Introduce new conflicts just as old ones resolve. Introducing a new problem when things seem resolved keeps listeners hooked, especially in complex, multi-plot stories like fantasy. For example, an episode could end with the protagonist finding a mysterious artifact that transports them to an unknown land, leaving listeners in suspense about its powers, and expanding the story while maintaining engagement. Build up to a dilemma. Ending an episode with a character facing a difficult, thought-provoking choice keeps listeners engaged, particularly in drama and romance genres. Not every episode needs a cliffhanger, and too many can cause fatigue. Use them at key moments, and for episodes without one, ensure the ending keeps listeners engaged. Effective cliffhangers can turn an average series into a top, addictive one on Pocket FM. Mixing different types and techniques keeps listeners hooked and supports steady revenue. Happy writing! Thank you for watching this video. Like, share, and comment to stay in the loop on the upcoming videos.